Here's a question that I saw, did not realize until it hit the news a lot, was that it was very white. What do you make of that? That the guy in Baltimore, the paper there said, we struggled to, our photographer, to find a picture of black people in this march. I'm okay with that. I didn't go, and I feel like, well, you talk.
Now, I have worked my whole life trying to get the majority culture to appreciate diversity, to notice how there's a lack of black people in boardrooms, how of all the Fortune 500 CEOs, only 1.6% are black, to notice how certain clubs are absent of black people, to notice how certain neighborhoods and schools don't provide us with access. But the one time white folks want to start talking about where are the black folks and noticing our absence is when it comes to us putting our lives on the line.
Black people, did you know that on the No King's Day rally or protest, people were assigned to look for you? And now these people are screaming the quiet part out loud. They looked for you and they could not spot you. Photographers. They wanted to publish pictures of black people on that protest for whatsoever reason that we probably will come to a conclusion to or to a common understanding. But Bill Maher, I don't know if he is a Zionist, but he asked this question to a black man and he said, we were in a meeting, and that response, Anywho, I think a lot of black people had responses to this question too. I wonder why this man thought it was appropriate to ask this question. And I wonder if it was a genuine question. And I wonder what did they want to use black people for on these protests? What could they possibly not be able to accomplish without you, to one extent that they literally have to get photographers to look for you? These responses right here from our brothers and sisters are mind-blowing, and I would like us to look at them. We'll definitely come back and talk about it. Like the video, share. And if you're landing on here for your very first time, welcome and thank you so very much for your support. My members, I appreciate you so very much. But we have to look at this first. We'll be back with more.
That is basically a valid point to make about the whole King thing. Here's a question that I saw, did not realize until it hit the news a lot, was that it was very white. What do you make of that? That the guy in Baltimore, the paper there said, we struggled to, our photographer, to find a picture of black people in this march. I'm okay with that. I didn't go, and I feel like, well, you talk.
Well, we had a meeting.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
And let's just say it didn't go too well for white folks, that's all.
Bill Maher made a point to say that he spoke to photographers that attended the No King's Day protests. And these photographers said to him that they really struggled to find pictures of black people in attendance. Why is that? Why are photographers looking for black people to be in attendance at the No King's Day protests? Folks, we've known what this has been about. We've known what all of this has been about since Election Day. We all knew what time it was. And we knew that stepping back and allowing the rest of the country to fight this battle was the right decision. Because if you read Project 2025, if you read any piece of Project 2025, you knew they were looking to come after our community. And while so many other communities are proving to be collateral damage right now, they are also suffering at the hands of these people right now. Their goal, their end game, the last infinity stone to what they need to accomplish relies on the presence of black people. It hasn't even been a year since that election took place. And now you literally have someone like Bill Maher on his show speaking to someone like Michael Steele on HBO about the fact that can't nobody find us. Folks, if you have any knowledge of media, especially in America, especially at the highest levels of media, that means this conversation is happening in the boardrooms of some of the most powerful people on the planet. A lot of the people that probably have their hands in what's going on with this government are clearly looking for any way to get black people involved. But we haven't, and it actually confuses them. They're holding case studies on live television, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get us into this fight. Anyone who doubted that we made the right decision should be paying attention to that conversation, because I believe it highlights that we are connected to something very spiritual that they want access to. They've wanted access to it for a long time. They need it right now, and they cannot get it.
So why is Bill Maher asking where's the black people at? Help me understand. And he's asking Michael Steele, who I don't follow him closely, but my understanding is he was the chairman of the RNC, and he's been a little tokeny in the last few years. But he ate with his response. The first thing he said was, we all had a meeting. And I love it because that was the definition of tongue-in-cheek and double meaning. Because of course, any person who's a part of a minority group knows the experience of being asked to speak for the entire group, right? And so it's a very sarcastic thing to say, well, we all had a meeting, right? Because why are you asking me to speak for my entire demographic? At the same time, this was also somewhat literal because there is a collective agreement and understanding that we are not moving the same way that we normally move. So he said we had a meeting and it did not go well for white people. And then he said, but that really shouldn't even be the focus. We need to focus on the purpose of the protest, which is basically to say no to a dictator, to a wannabe. He also ate with that because not only did he acknowledge that black people are moving differently, he did it in a way that did not invite Bill Maher or any of his audience into that conversation with us. And I would dare say that that is a masterclass or a case study in keeping people out of black business or protecting black business, because he gave him Michael Steele gave Bill Maher no opening to offer an opinion, to offer an insight. He didn't even offer our opinions or our insight for Bill Maher or his audience to judge, because it's not your business. And it was the gentlest way possible for him to basically say, mind y'all's business. I mean, it begs the question, why are y'all looking for us like that? What's the reasoning to be so dedicated? He said the photographer was looking for black people. Why were you looking to photograph black people specifically at a protest? For what reason? What were those photos going to be used for? Who were they going to be distributed to? In what context were those photos going to be sent and distributed? And it was also interesting because it made me think about history, because y'all know I always go. So for those who watch my videos, you know I've been reading this book very, very, very slowly because it is so emotionally overwhelming for me. The book At the Hands of Persons Unknown, and it talks about the history of lynching in America. And so there was one example that the author was writing about in Tennessee, where there were two grocery store owners. There were two men and they were in partnership to own a grocery store together, and they hired a worker at the store. And somehow these men were acquainted with Ida B. Wells, who also lived and worked out of Memphis, Tennessee. Anyway, we know there's a long history of black people thriving on their own and other groups deciding that they don't deserve to thrive on their own. And so there was a group of who decided that, you know, these black men should not own this grocery store, or this grocery store shouldn't be so successful. And so they went and they attacked it. So the worker of the store fought back, right? Defended himself, stood his ground. And apparently there was a shootout, and at least one of the white people who attacked the store died. The worker somehow got away and was in hiding. Eventually they found him, and they lynched him and the two store owners who were, you know, upheld members of society, upstanding members of the society. They were loved by everyone in the community. And essentially what this did was spark a mass exodus from the people living in that area of the South to the West, to you know, California and those parts. And so that was a wave of the Exoduster movement, which happened before the Great Migration. So the Exoduster movement happened kind of right after emancipation, so like the 1870s and 80s. So this happened in 1882, I want to say. So a bunch of black folks left the area and moved west, and then those who stayed decided to boycott white businesses, including the streetcar, which apparently had just become electric, which started to run on electricity. Now, as violent and scary and superstitious as the racist Southern white folks were of the day, of course, black people had the reputation of being superstitious and scary. and easily scared. So they get it in their heads that black people were not patronizing the streetcars because it was electric, and they were somehow afraid of that it would be dangerous. So these people go to Ida B. Wells and they're like, can you let your people know that they can ride the streetcar because it's not going to be dangerous for them? And she promptly let them know the reason they're not riding the streetcars is because y'all are a bunch of murderous, crazy folk, and don't nobody want to spend their money with y'all. Surprisingly, they were not happy to hear this. But, the damage was done, and it did lead to a little bit of change in that area, which of course we know you always take, one step forward, 2 steps back or whatever. So that was a 1 step forward win, but it just shows what happens when black folks disappear. If all you can do is enact violence against us, all you can do is talk nasty about us, all you can do is disrespect us and try to erase us, then don't come looking for us when we disappear. Stay there.
Family, last week, the No Kings protest against Donald Trump, your president, went down last week. And Bill Maher made an interesting note. He said it was very white. And he asked his guest, Michael Steele, why so? Why is it? Where was the black folks? And Michael Steele said, well, we had a meeting. I ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, man, y'all broke it, y'all fix it. As if y'all didn't know it was gonna go down like that. Why is it that every time there's a problem in America, even if black folks ain't got nothing to do with it, they wanna put it on black folks. They don't care nothing about us until there's a problem, right? They don't care. I mean, you can even look at times of crisis, right? When there's a time of crisis, all of a sudden, we're all on the same team. When 9/11 happened, when they hit the Twin Towers, when our government, some other people hit the Twin Towers, we're all on the same team now. There's a hurricane, a flood. Oh, now we're all on the same team. But after everybody get back comfortable, get on with back to a sense of normalcy, now it's, hey, I'm bored. Let me pick on the black folks. Yeah. So they want black folks to fix everything. Every time look, remember what happened when George Bush messed everything up? The youngster messed everything up. They called on the brother to come in and shake things up a little. Now, I'm not saying he did a great job, but he definitely did a better job than George Bush did. And he definitely did a better job than Trump did in his first term and his second term. In any event, y'all broke it. Y'all fix it. Yeah, what you looking for us for? Every time somebody have a big issue, when they want to march, when somebody's being done wrong, they looking around for the black folks. Well, y'all better help us trying to shame black folks.
Talk.
Now, I have worked my whole life trying to get the majority culture to appreciate diversity, to notice how there's a lack of black people in boardrooms, how of all the Fortune 500 CEOs, only 1.6% are black, to notice how certain clubs are absent of black people, to notice how certain neighborhoods and schools don't provide us with access. But the one time white folks want to start talking about where are the black folks and noticing our absence is when it comes to us putting our lives on the line and carrying the burden of struggle. So damn typical, man. So damn typical.
Why the fuck y'all looking at black people to be at the No Kings protest? We literally let the people them know before the election what the fuck going to happen. We knew about Project 2025, and y'all thought we was just yapping. And the reason y'all thought we was just yapping, because muggers did not expect for the suffrage to be past black people and immigrants. So now that people see that the suffrage is countrywide and not just race and immigrant wide, now you looking for us to mother out there with y'all? Nah. Especially not the 92%. Nah, we chilling. That's not to say that we don't give a fuck about what happens to this country. It's to say that the people who were out there marching didn't give a fuck about what happened to this country. What do you guys think about this video? Leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit the follow button.
Initially, I wasn't going to say shit about this. I wasn't going to say anything about the lack of melanin at these protests, specifically talking about the No Kings protests. But fuck it, here's my take. In the event that you have no idea what I'm talking about, a clip from Bill Maher's talk show actually resurfaced showing the talk show host expressing his concerns over the lack of melanated bodies at these protests. In the clip, Bill Maher actually states that he noticed a strange presence, that it was strange, the absence of Black people at the No Kings protest. And then he even spoke about how photographers were literally stating how they were struggling to find Black people, that they could not spot Black people within the crowd. Why are you looking for Black people? Why are you looking for us? Especially considering we have not been outside since the ending of November 2024. Or have you not been paying attention? We said we wasn't going outside. We said we weren't fighting, so why are you looking for us? That right there is the reason why I'm so happy that Black people collectively have come to the conclusion, we're going to sit this one out. This is not our fight. Because we knew that you were looking for us. We knew that you were plotting. You were plotting on us. Photographers for media source outlets literally stating, they're expressing how they found it challenging to be able to capture a Black person on film at these protests. It makes me feel like there's some type of quota that they have to meet. Some type of quota of how many Black faces they're able to capture so that they're able to use it for their narrative. Now all I really want to know is who's going to be the new scapegoat? Because you can't use my face anymore. You can't use my face. So who's the new problematic group in America? Who's the new violent group in America? Who's the new group that's always causing civil unrest in America? Who? Whose face are y'all going to use to try to make it seem like these protests for civil rights are violent? Huh? Who are you going to use to be able to spin that narrative? Whose blood will you shed? Whose life will you claim and be able to get away with it? Who? Because right now, y'all got a whole lot to fight for. Y'all got a whole lot to protest, to scream, to burn shit down for. But you don't want to fight the government. Y'all don't want to fight the government. You want to fight Black people. You don't want to fight the Republicans or the Democrats. You want to fight Black people. You don't want to fight for your rights. You don't want to fight for your lives. You want to fight Black people. Get somebody else to do it.
To Bill Maher, why are you looking for us? I just saw a clip of him speaking to, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry, but he usually on. I've seen him on CNN. He's a Black guy, and he is a registered Republican. However, Bill Maher was saying to him, basically asking him once again, asking a Black person to speak for the entirety of the Black community. However, in this case, he could, because as a collective, we said one thing, and this is just what it is. That about the No Kings protest, it was a photographer that was out there that was searching and looking for, Black people, and they couldn't find pictures, to take of Black people. It was a lot of white people there, rightfully so. And this just goes to show you why that YT people did not listen. And even though they're always in Black people business, they never actually listen to what we are saying. We said the day after that election that we were done, that we were not coming. We are not trying to save you. We're not your superwoman. We're not the superheroes. We are not putting our bodies on the line. We are not putting our livelihoods on the line. We are not coming. We said that as a collective. Period, point blank. So my confusion, why in the world are you steady looking for Black people to bail you out of your... It's enough YT people that's going to be affected by all the foolishness that is going on in this country to get out there and open your mouth. This is what's called using your YT privilege to change something. Because they're looking to harm us. They're not looking to harm you. They're just looking to coerce you to their side. Stop looking for Black people to come out. We said as a collective, we ain't coming. This is your guys' mess to clean up. You broke it. Now you got to fix it.
So I just watched Bill Maher, and he had a few Black folk on. Don't really know their name. They're not changing the world, so I'm not going to try to learn their name. You look it up. But my big thing was, he was saying, Bill Maher, that he was looking at the No Kings protest and then noticed eventually that there was a lack of Black people there. And for support for the No Kings protest. And the guest that he had, I'm pretty sure he's important, but I don't know that man. I'm sorry to that man and the people on there. But like I said, they're not changing the world. Complicit. But I'm not here to bash them. I'm here to say, how can white people expect black people to come out and fight for something that ain't got shit to do with us no more? You know what I mean? Anyone really that's black. Why would you think we're gonna come out? No one was there to help us. George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. Can I keep? And it's not just about like, oh, just helping the black community. All these years, the civil rights movement, all this stuff wasn't for the black people. It was because of black people, everyone else is able to do what they're doing. And now everyone is established, and then the black people are left down in the dirt. We don't even have businesses in our own community. That's really where it's at. So to think, because I had this conversation honestly today with a white gentleman, older gentleman, and he was saying the same thing. You know, why aren't black people, black? And I was like, black people. And I was like, here. Let me just be very clear with you. You can't ask us black people to help develop and continue to push forward, and you won't give us a seat at the table. Okay? Politics, business. We don't have anything equitable on a mass scale, conglomerate for black people globally, black Americans especially, to have control over. So to want everything else from us, and you won't even give us a seat at the table, it's not happening. I told them straight up. We don't have black business owners in our own communities. We don't have black entrepreneurs. We don't have black landowners, but you want the black voice and power and money. No, babe. Get someone else to do it. You do it. And I straight up told him, I was like, y'all need to come together and figure this shit out. And when y'all figure that out, then we will figure out what we want to do next. But it's definitely going to have to come with us being a part of the global power. And I said flat out, until then, good luck. Because we're going to be good, and we always have been. And I let that be known. We always have. The Great Depression, it was a depression for white people, babe. Harlem Renaissance, same time. Do your research.
Welcome back to the channel, my people. I do hope and pray that God has protected you and preserved you very well. And I do hope that you guys are doing all right. Yes, we are back. You've seen the responses, and shout out to our brothers and sisters that have contributed to this. I have a few questions too to ask people that would like to know where black people were at. Do you have the same questions when 300,000 black women lose their jobs? Do you have the same questions when black generals and admirals get fired from their positions? Do they have the same questions? It's not even just about black people. Do they have the same questions, or do they ask the government for accountability when SNAP benefits are being taken away from the people? Do they care that much about the people, or they are specifically talking about a certain group of people because they are used to poking at them and using them as their, human shields? And why in the world are they trying to get black people pictures out there? Who are they trying to give these pictures to? We've seen a surge of violence that normally erupts whenever black people step out of, their houses and go into such a protest. People poured bricks and blocks on the sides of the roads. That's when the K boys be there. Yeah? So what are they trying to do with black people pictures? We completely understand that even when black people decided to stay at their places or keep doing what they're supposed to be doing, the National Guard was sent there. Isn't that satisfying enough? When do they question decisions when National Guards and ICE get sent to black and brown cities, specifically in states? When do they ask? That's not a concern. But it's a concern that black people were not there. Moreover, the person that is asking was never there too. Did that day matter to him? It didn't. But he still wanted to see black people there for whatever reason again that is best known to him. Now, the brother that answered was like, black people were in a meeting. How was that meeting, my people? Because I know, indeed, that was a successful meeting. I'm not even trying to say that black people were not there. They were. But there were just few. There were just so few, so it was so hard to spot, right? But how was that meeting? How was that nail, appointment like? How was the hair appointment for the brothers and sisters, especially for the brothers that were at work? How was everything? Maybe you were home resting. How was everything? A lot of people have a tendency of saying, oh, black people don't have the capacity to mobilize and agree on one thing. What about this? Was that your efforts? Did you help them? And it started as simple as something like mobilizing on the internet. That's where it began from. That's where the move began from. They were like, we ain't going anywhere. We are not going to give our bodies to be human shields. Not anymore. We are using our intellectual capacities to do the work. And some of these people are interesting because they think simply because you are not moving in the same direction and doing what they are doing, you're doing absolutely nothing. People can fight differently. I've seen the most resilient, the most strongest, the most intelligent, amazing black individuals on the internet doing the work that a lot of them cannot do. This is not to say that I've not seen palm-colored people too that are doing the job, of helping to awaken their people. I have seen them because, let me tell you, they are fully involved. But this is not a day to talk about them, right? But I have seen black people that are educating, that are empowering, that are facilitating what is happening. Yeah? This country, in the first place, you do not give black people a priority. Where are those questions when black people are not prioritized? Where are those questions when segregation in federal facilities is ushered in back? Where are those questions when black history is being erased? Do you care about black people that much? You don't. You don't. You just want to use them and toss them around when you want to. It's not because you care that much, neither do you care if America has a dictator or not. Because from the look of things and some of the stuff that I've seen coming out of this Bill Maher man, it looks like he agrees with what is happening in the country. So what gives him even the right to ask these questions? Because I feel like some people do not even need to be asking such questions. Now, I understand that he does have a freedom of speech and he should indeed use it. But what is the essence of him asking this question? Why? Of course, because they are Americans? Yes, theoretically, they are. Physically, when it comes to how you treat them, there's a difference. These are the same people that have been threatened when Charlie Kirk went. HBCUs. All for what? Simply because these people refused to step out and do whatever that you wanted to do to them. These people wanted a civil war so bad. These people wanted a race war so bad. And black people have not given in to that. And I feel like that is the exact reason as to why a lot of them are confused. They're like, where are the aggressive ones? Where are the stereotypical, angry black people? They are resting and taking care of their emotions, refreshing themselves. The trauma that has been carried through their DNA is such a strong one. They cannot manage to go and fight your battles. The brother said, you broke the system. You gotta fix it. You're gonna have to fix it. It's not ours to fix. We are tired of fixing things. We are tired of not only fixing the systems, Not for us. Crazy thing is, we fix the system that favors others the more. And it leaves us like doormats. Everyone comes and tramples and, steps on us. We are literally nothing, yet we are the people that fight for all these things. The rights white women are able to enjoy, us. We fought. But look how we get treated, right? Look how black women get treated. Look how black men get treated, right? Everything we fight for, we do not enjoy. Soon as we are done, the victory is always celebrated by you. So it's not for us to fix what you broke. Because this is not our country alone. Yeah? It is your country too. And when you break things, you better be ready to fix them too. We need to take a bit of rest. And oh my God, I'm super excited at the revolution that just started on the internet. We started at the heart of this revolution when it was developing, and we started covering American content and all of that. And to date, black people still feel the same way, and they are moving in one accord. So whoever says they cannot mobilize, that is a lie, because you ain't helping them with this. They are carrying it. They show up for those they want to show up for. But it's definitely not going to be on your terms anymore. Yeah, and they are fighting differently. If you don't get it, forget about it. What do you think? Those thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like and share. I think from me for today, that's it. I do love all of you. And I want you guys to stay safe, protect each other. May God watch over you and provide for you. I love you, and I'll see you guys later. Till then, my name is Gracie. Bye, y'all.